Oh hey, let's talk about campgrounds in Homer. We're on the Homer Spit and there's a few options here. Right now we're at the Homer Spit Campgrounds. It's pretty much at the very end of the spit, pretty close to it. This is a pretty huge campground and it's pretty packed in. It's pretty tight here. Great price though. So if you're on the beachfront, it's only $35, and if you have an interior site with electric, it's $45, which is still kind of high. We usually don't pay that much money for a campground. So we were on beachfront for one night. We actually had it booked for 3 nights, but we did have a little log fire when we got back. There were some flames come, like they just put them out, so that was a little freaky, and we'll talk more about that. But so they moved us to this site with electric, and we didn't pay any extra for that. We paid the $35 that we had for the beachfront, and then got electric for 2 nights because they didn't really have any other place to move us. So anyway, it's they've got laundry and showers here, and let's say they've got a couple workers with excellent customer service. The downside to this particular spot is it's noisy. There's a lot of people packed into here. So we're gonna move this morning to another campground spot. This is a spot where your electrical is on the opposite side. So bring a long cord or an extension cord. Let's take a look at some of the camp spots here. So basically good price, but packed in. Like I said, the customer service was really good as far as our little fire thing that happened down there. Really great workers, they were awesome. It is a little odd though. We had this booked for 3 nights down there on the beach, and then we decided to stay 2 extra nights, and so we made a reservation, and we knew we'd have to move spots, so not a big deal. They were sold out down there, and we were actually told that we would have to be out of the campground for 4 hours. So checkout's 11 and check-in's not till 3. So it would have been today, and they're nowhere near full or anything. So I thought that was really odd, and I just talked to the owner. He goes, yeah, it's just to make sure everything's all good, no trash, electrical's working. But honestly, we barely saw anybody going around yesterday to make sure everything was good. So yeah, I would definitely call them if you have that same incident. Just call them on the phone. This is all done by email, which is not always the best way to communicate those types of things. But yeah, so we actually ended up canceling tonight and tomorrow here because we're like, well, we don't have anywhere to park for 4 hours. With a trailer, it's a little bit tight for just regular parking around here. Class C's, you can get away with it, but a trailer trying to park somewhere else just for 4 hours before checking back in, you kind of waste a day, moving and having to be out somewhere. And yeah, so but overall, it's a great spot to be at, and that's all about the location and the views.
From there, we moved to the second one, which was the most expensive place that we've ever stayed at. Why? Because I insisted that we go there instead of the city-run campgrounds, which we could have done as well. So Angie's going to talk a little bit about it, but I am taking full responsibility for the fact that we stayed at the most expensive sites.
The Heritage RV Park is the second one we stayed at $70 a night. That is an astronomical amount that I don't like spending for a campground. One of the reasons we did is because we had a couple of day trips, and we're going to do some videos on Halibut Cove and Seldovia. Awesome day trips, but they were kind of a little bit longish days, and we felt more comfortable with the boat ride. Having a place we could actually call if there was an issue and for some reason we couldn't make it back, and Heritage RV Park, despite the expense, fit that bill.
Because of the dogs.
Because of the dogs.
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't really need to have full hookups because we have solar and really good water tanks. But Heritage RV Park, I would say, was really nice. Now, it was a little easier to make last-minute reservations there because everybody else chose the other park first because it was literally half the expense. But Heritage RV Park, if you're an Alaska resident, it was a little bit of a discount at $70. Non-resident is $72 a night. Now, lots of perks with that, I would say. So you have full power, full water, and dump right at your site. A lot of the sites are right on the beach. and it's a pretty big spot. So you have a coffee house right on there, coffee shop, gift shop. You know, there's lots of snacks you could buy. This was by far the best park Wi-Fi we have ever had. Yeah, all these campgrounds say they have Wi-Fi and then it totally sucks. Yeah, this one actually didn't. It was kind of surprising. All right, well, the other perk of Heritage RV Park was the showers and the laundry room. The cleanest and best operating laundry room I've ever seen at a campground. Sometimes they're really kind of nasty and half the machines don't work and they're really expensive. I mean, these were a few bucks each anyway, but super clean, and every single washer and dryer was operational, and the showers were individual rooms, and it was probably about 4 to 6 showers, I think, plus an attendant on duty. So every time somebody got out of the shower, they were cleaning it. Same thing with the laundry. So that was a huge perk. You got a lot for that $70, and I would say for the first time ever having decent Wi-Fi and really good showers and laundry was a nice perk. And we only stayed there for a couple days, but yeah, just kind of that peace of mind for us was actually kind of nice with the dogs. So there's 4 campgrounds, and so one is Heritage RV Park, the other one is Homer Spit Campground, the first one we stayed at, and then the third option, which includes 2 campgrounds, is the 2 city parks, and one is Fishing Hole and the other one is Mariner. Those are first come, first serve at $20 a night. So over the weekend, I think they were pretty packed, but during the week, surprisingly, there was a lot of empty spots, even midweek.
Now the Fishing Hole City Park actually has a place to get water and dump your tanks. Some of them have views, some of them are right up against the fishing hole, so if you're there to fish, it's right there, very convenient. And right there is also a place to process your fish. So if you do catch something, they actually have a place there to process them. The other one's further out of town, but you can get into town. There's a big bike lane that they have that runs the whole entire length of the Spit. And they have these sort of rental bikes
bike share,
that you can use. And there's a station right there at that one that's further out.
So off-Spit camping, if you're going to camp on the Spit, it's going to be really tight, packed in. You know, they're big parking lots, basically. So if you want more of a campground experience, I would say don't camp on the Spit. You're going to have a quieter spot. One of those spots is Hornaday. It's another city park. It's quite hilly, and some of the spots are a little bit uneven, but some of them have really nice views. So that's a good option. There's also a bunch of, if you're an Elks member, there's an Elks Lodge there that's got a few spaces, and there's some other private,
the old part of town.
And definitely various private campgrounds that are, you know, kind of dispersed around that area, as well as a KOA that's on the bluff before you get into Homer. It's got some nice views up there, but again, a little bit more, you know, packed in even at that KOA, but it's definitely a nice location too.
I'm not sure if that KOA has access to the beach. The ones that are closer to the old part of town do.